was saying, they told me that it was one of those rare things that you can be pregnant but you won't detect it. That's what happened. It took me so much time to like grieve that. Because I went through that alone. One, I wasn't in speaking terms with DM. Two, for a moment, I had a piece of him with me, and I never told him. Perhaps I didn't tell him because I was scared, ashamed. I felt like if I told him, either things were gonna change or things weren't gonna change. So I kept quiet and went through that whole week with pain. I'm trying so hard not to cry. I'm sorry, guys. Like I said, like, I'm cool with my mom, but there's certain things that I don't tell her or anybody, and I keep everything bottled in because I don't want nobody to pity me or tell me shit or tell me, oh, you know, it's gonna be okay, or hey, look on the bright side, at least you didn't have it. That's what they say. At least you didn't have it, and you have no commitment towards, you know, DM or, you know. But what if all that could have changed? And so after that, I started going to the hospital more, started getting medicated with antidepressants, pills for my insomnia because I couldn't sleep anymore, medication for anxiety and panic attacks, medication for migraines. I still actually have all those little bottles with me. I'm a hogger, okay? I keep things that are sentimental to me. I have little baby outfits that I bought just to kind of like be able to grieve like what I was going through, kind of to say goodbye to that little angel. So if I'm avoiding eye contact, that's because I don't like to see myself cry. I don't like to see anybody cry in general. And I never told him. A year passed. I continued to mourn not just one person, but two. I continued to mourn one that was still here but out of my reach, you know, and another that was just taken from me, you know. And I know it wasn't my fault, It was nobody's fault. Who would have known? Things just do happen for a reason, you know? And I remember one thing specifically that DM told me was 2023 was gonna be the year I get you back. I have all the text messages, all the pictures, and I waited and waited and waited. Nothing. He erased me from Messenger, Facebook, and everything. I was like, that's cool. You do you, and I'll do me. And if it's meant to be, we'll come back, and who knows? Flash forward 2024, this year, January something, right? He had the audacity to look at my TikTok profile. And this was a time that I was like posting, but like not really posting. I was posting probably like once a month. And it was, my last post was like welcoming 2024 or something like that. And I saw that and I was like, hello, is this, are you trying to, like, are you making that move now? I waited a whole fucking week for him to do something else, and I was like, okay, this is making me crazy, you know? So I go to his Facebook profile, and guess what I see? He's in a relationship. Guess what I see besides that? Remember when I told you that our anniversary was July 1st? His new anniversary was July 11th. Yeah. I went crazy. And I'm not proud to say that, but I did go crazy. I tried texting him. I called him. My booger almost came out. I'm not proud of what I did. But I didn't think it was serious, you know? After all we've been through, he moved on so fast. I was like, okay, he's probably, you know, having fun. Okay, that's fine. If he wanted to come back, if you were to ask me if I would take him back, I would have, you know? He didn't want anything to do with me. He purposely, probably, and this is the crazy thing, he purposely saw my videos and stuff just to fuck with me. He probably didn't do it on purpose, but he did. So I had to cut yesterday's video because it was just a lot for me. So it's the next day and I've decided that I just need to say everything and, you know, just get it off my chest. I don't even know where I left off yesterday. I haven't even watched yesterday's video, like, well, yesterday's footage, because I don't know. So I believe we left off from 2022, 2023. I, you know, do my own shit, you know, work, just work. I go out here and there. I go to the beach to look at the sunsets and all that stuff, you know, try to distract myself from everything. Still keeping that hope of that 2023 is going to be the year that I get you back. Nothing happens. Fast forward 2024, this year, he randomly one day during January something, almost towards the end, he looks at my TikTok profile, you know, and it's crazy because probably a few weeks before that, prior to that, I turned on my thing notifications that like when people see your TikTok profile, you can see who saw that. So I was like, no way, what the fuck? And so I waited a week for him to like make his move, right? I believe I already told you guys this, but it's a little recap. And I go crazy, you know, like not crazy, but a little bit crazy, you know. So I remember it was like around 12 something in the afternoon, and you know, I'm losing my mind over here, like, yo, what does this mean? Like, I have no contact with him whatsoever. I haven't texted him since that last text I sent him back in 2022. And I'm the type of person that does not delete anything. Nothing. I don't delete anything. No messages, pictures, nothing. I like to keep my evidence, you know? So I screenshot that he viewed my profile, right? I still have that picture. So I go to his Facebook profile and I'm like, he has a girlfriend. And it says there that their anniversary is July 11th. Now remember, I told you guys that our anniversary was July 1st. 11. That shit broke me, because I was like, like in a way I thought, okay, so you're with somebody else, but you're doing all the same thing, recreating our history with somebody else. Like all the things that we've done, probably you're doing it with her. Deja vu. I was like, okay, I'm gonna text him, pour out my feelings, and this might look bad, okay? I know it looks bad, but our story wasn't finished, at least not for me, not on my end. I don't know about him, but for me it wasn't. And so I was aware that there was somebody else, okay? But 6 years versus, I don't know, a few months was like, you know, there was still time. And I know it looks bad, and I know that's not a girl's move, but that was my man, you know. I had to go get him back. So I text him, I tell him all this shit, you know, like out of respect, I'm not telling you this, but like, if there's hope, or if you want to come back, it's not too late, basically saying something around those lines, you know. I wait, and he saw my message like around 6 something in the afternoon, like almost at night that same day. So I texted him like around 12 in the afternoon. He saw like around 6 or something, and I was losing my mind, okay? Like, I'm not proud that I did this, but I was like, okay, I need to call him. We can fix this. Like, remember, I was always the one making the first move and going back to him. Remember, I was always the one that made those moves. So I was like, okay, if I have to swallow my pride, my ego, I'll call him, you know. So I called him. The phone rang, and trust me, dude, like my heart, I was shaking. I'm sweating right now just by telling you guys this. So I was sweating, like my voice was like cracking, like I could not speak at all. Like I was thinking, okay, this could go really wrong or really good, you know. So I called him, the phone rang. He's like, bueno, and I was like, hey, and bitch, oh my god. I heard his voice, my eyes got watery. But when I said hey in a soft voice, like, he hung up. Tears ran down my face. So I was like, that's it. And then I started to cry so bad. And all these thoughts just ran through my head. I was like, okay, bitch, why the fuck are you like looking at my shit knowing damn well that you have somebody, you know? If you didn't want anything, why the fuck are you looking at my shit? Cobarde. That's what I thought. Cobarde. Pendejo. Bitch. I will never forget that feeling I felt that night. And then I started to remember all this other things, like the pain that I felt going through that miscarriage, you know. Like, why do people do this? When you're like, I'm not gonna say like in the best spot, but when you're in an okay spot, it come to disrupt your peace. Oh my god, boogers, I'm sorry. I'm trying so hard not to cry because I'm honestly, I'm just tired. I'm done crying. I'm done crying for somebody like that. That's not worth my time, my tears, my love. So that happened. And okay, I was doing okay with my medication, my antidepressant medication. I had already stopped taking my insomnia pills, like to fall asleep at night. You know, because I was like, dude, taking all this medication is not good, you know? So I wanted to back away from that. And so when that happened, I was like, yo, like, I spent, I would like to say a month, like relapsing, but I'm like, I need to stay strong and not take those medications, you know? I need to be strong, feel every single feeling, you know? Because the more I try to contain all these emotions, the more I try to not cry, try to not feel, the more when I do feel it, you know, I fall apart. So I started focusing more a little bit on myself, and I started to write music again. You see, I used to sing in front of him, and I remember I sang him one song by Ariana Grande called Just a Little Bit of Your Love, and he told me, oh, you should record that song, and I did, but I never showed it to him. So yeah, that fucked me up, and you know what? I started to write music, right? I've written over 50 songs from January to October. More than 50 songs. I used to sing in front of him, but that stopped because one night we were in a car and we were going to, I believe, drive through or like in and out, and we got into a fight, and I remember this song, and until this day I hated hearing that song. I forgot the artist who was singing, but it was a cover, but it was Say Something, and till this day I hate hearing that song. I love the lyrics and all that shit, but it just brings back horrible memories. And ironically, it's like, what kind of flows, you know? Like, I've always been waiting for him to say something, to do something, you know, to like step it up and like prove to me, show me that he really does want to be with me. By that I mean coming out of this zone and going into the next zone, like marriage, and like stepping it up, you know? Like, you can't be with somebody and expect to be in that position more, you know? Like, eventually the other person one or the other person wants more than that, you know? And I do my own thing. Flash forward, I believe it was June. I found out he was gonna be a dad with that girl. I saw a video that he was having his baby shower. That broke me. I remember seeing that. I turned off my phone and I went straight to my mom's room. I ran to her room and I went straight into her arms so she could hug me. And I just cried. Once I was able to like catch my breath, be able to talk, I told her. I waited 6 fucking years just for her to have it in less than a year. And I think all these tears are not tears of sadness anymore. I feel like over time they've turned into tears of anger. Like, really? Like, I did all this stuff. We went through so much ups and downs. You know, when we both had nothing. Him having his blue broken car overheating when we would do Amazon deliveries and stuff, you know, like going to the movies. And like at that moment, everything, all the flashbacks that I had of him that were good made me mad. Like, really? Like, how can you do this? Like, I told you my past relationships, how they were, how they cheated on me, how one of them basically cheated on me. He was from LA, so he cheated on me with one of his co-workers, soon to find out that she hid the fact that she had a kid, and she was saying, oh, he's my brother, blah blah blah. He ended up staying with her, and I think they have kids, I don't know. And then, like, it always happens. I feel like I'm just the girl that's like a placement for these guys. Like, they train with me or something. Like, I build them up just to not be the one, you know, just for them to go settle for something else. And trust me, it's not even worth it. Well, like, okay, when I mean it like that, is like, okay, I know I have issues, and by that I mean like I'm grumpy sometimes and stuff like that, but like they don't even go for somebody worth it, if you know what I mean. Like, I would completely understand if they left me for a fucking model or something better, you know. Like, I would completely understand and be like, okay, damn, I get the hype, you know, she's amazing, she's beautiful, she has a kind heart, this and that, she's worth it, you know, she's worth it. And I know people are gonna be like, oh, but maybe she has a good heart, blah blah blah. I feel like guys just go with whatever's easy, whatever opens their legs fast. So do you guys know what the taxi cab theory is? So it's basically like the guy is the taxi, right? The girls that go in the taxi will just be run through, you know, like they go and they go out because the guy is not ready. Once that taxi cab is ready, you know, to like take you to the long road trip, like to your last destination, is when he finally mans up. So like for instance, I was in that taxi cab for 6 years and I wasn't chosen to be, you know, on the long run, you know. So that taxi tab is still open for opportunities for other girls. Here comes along this girl and his light turns off because he's now ready, you know, some shit like that. And so I guess this is what happens when you wait for these guys, when they're not ready but they want to keep you around until they are ready. But why is it that you have to put your plans on pause just for this person to grow up and be ready? Like, some girls will wait for you if they are willing, you know. Like, I'm not gonna say too much because every girl has their, you know, reasons to why they would want to wait 11 years to marry you and, you know, all that shit, because they feel like they won't find anybody else. They are attached to you. They have developed attachment issues. This was this situation, you know, like he would tell me I was everything, you know, and he, trust me, he is a good person and I know he's a good person. That's why I feel like I can't hate him, even though I would like to. I just can't. I can't bring myself to hate him. I can't. So after I found out he was gonna be a dad, June, July, August, September, October, it took me 4 more months to process all that, make more music, and kind of basically torment myself in a way with all of these unanswered questions, all of these what ifs, all of these unfinished business, this closure that was never given, no goodbye, no warnings, no nothing. I just couldn't think like, okay, this was how my head was processing. Okay, I remember a long time ago, and I always tell the guys that I'm like dating or the guys that I'm seeing, talking to, like, oh, I don't date guys that have kids. That's just my rule, you know? Like, I don't have kids, so I don't want my person to have kids, and there's many reasons to that. One, I'm not trying to be nobody's stepmom, you know? Like, you know, like it's hard for me to explain, but if you know, you know. Two, when I get pregnant, I want it to be both our first times experiencing that. You know, the late night cravings, all that, you know, the birthing process, all that. Like, I want it to be our first. Three, if I were to be with somebody that has kids, and if the baby mama's like kind of crazy, I'm not trying to deal with that. Like, I'm trying to have and live a calm and peaceful life with my person, away from drama. That's why I don't even like, that's why my parents, we don't even talk to like our family members that much. The only times we like hang out is probably like when my mom makes her like annual birthday party, sometimes Christmas and Thanksgiving, but other than that, we try to avoid from going to each other's houses, because like they say, when you're further away, te miras con más ganas, you know. Whereas if you're closer to each other and go to each other's house frequently, you get annoyed, los chismes, all that, you know. So that's why I wouldn't date somebody that has kids. And there's a lot more reasons, but pretty much because of that. And like, you know, like my mom says, having kids here in the US it's business, you know. So I told him that. And in my head, when all that happened, you know, I was thinking, yo, okay, so let's say he fucked up, you know, he didn't mean to do that, you know. And if he wants to come back, in my head, I was like, even though this would contradict everything I just said right now, like a part of me was like, hell no, I would not go back with him. But the other part of me was like, I love him. And if this is what it has to be for me to be with him, then it doesn't matter. So that's many of the things that were going through my head at that point. Then anger was just like all over the place. Like, this bitch really made me fucking wait 6 years plus 2 more years for nothing. Remember, he said 2023 was gonna be the year I get you back. You fucking hypocrite, you know? You fucking hypocrite. Coward. Hypocrite. Like, all these things, like. But despite of that, I could not bring myself to completely hate him. Even if he broke me and like shattered me into like so many pieces. So when that happened, I found out around July that the baby had been born. The irony of it, right? July 1st was our anniversary. July 11th was their new anniversary. And around mid-July of 2024, I found out that the little boy was born already. It's crazy, right? How one thing can completely shatter everything. When I found that out, I cried. Because it wasn't over for me. He didn't even fight for me. He just let me go so easily. Like I didn't mean anything to him. And I doubt he'll ever watch this, but if he does, I hope you do feel regret of all the things you said to me, you did to me, that you didn't keep your promise. I'm trying so hard to like kind of like keep it together, but not like completely go crazy. So now I feel like after all this, after all this time, I can say that I finally learned how to love somebody unconditionally, even though we can't be together, even though we weren't meant to be together, even if we aren't meant to be in this lifetime or any other lifetime. Or once I was able to experience true unconditional love. And as time passes by, I can wholeheartedly say that time does really heal you. Like, yeah, I'm crying right now, but if I were to record this when all of that was happening, I probably wouldn't be able to speak. I feel like an ache here. And it's ironic that he was the person that took my spark away. And now he's the reason that I'm getting my spark back. All the muse, all my dreams that I wanted to do, I'm gonna do them now. I'm gonna make music. I'm hopefully gonna release it really soon, an EP. I'm nervous and excited and anxious, and hopefully I will aspire to be an independent artist, because with all the crazy nonsense going on in Hollywood, I am not gonna get involved with that. Hell no. I'm gonna continue to work to be the best daughter I can be to my parents, as I have been. Try to retire my parents. Hopefully finish paying off both houses. Finish paying off my car. Continue to save money. Probably work on my health now. There's some things I haven't told you guys yet, but hopefully in the future I will let you guys in on other things. I have, since then, I've been to concerts alone. I traveled alone. I went to Mexico City last year to go see Taylor Swift's concert, the Eras Tour. I stayed there for a while, so I feel like everything I told him that I wanted to do with him, I've done it alone, without him. Because he literally told my parents that he does love me, that he does want to marry me, but he just needed time. And he told me, give me 2 years. From 2022, told me, give me 2 years to get my shit together. The deadline's up. And ironically, you did do things, but not with me. You did it with somebody else. You know, during that time, I had a lot to think about. And I came with theories and conclusions as to why things happened the way they happened. Miscommunication. One always trying harder than the other person, whether it was he trying harder than me trying harder than him. A lot of insecurities. a lot of, what's that word, when the partner's like always up here and this partner's always trying to like surpass that partner, and like whether it's, you know, like intimidation by me. He was probably intimidated by the things that were going on. I'm the type of person, if I say something like for instance, I told him, oh, I'm gonna get a duplex for us, you know, because I was trying to, you know, trying to man him up. But I didn't get a duplex. Instead, I got another house, almost like an hour away from where I used to live. So I do things. When I put my mind to things, I do it. And so he ended up doing exactly what he was gonna do with me, but with somebody else. I remember he was telling me, oh, let me finish paying off my new car. And I was like, good, do it. I can wait. Till this day, even though it shouldn't matter to me, I don't even know if he actually did pay off his car, because he said he wanted to pay it off before anything else. So this is my conspiracy. Towards the end of 2022, like when we were last finishing talking, like around August 22, like he was distant. And when I think about it, could it be that he was already talking with her, or that he already met her? I don't know. I really don't know. Another conspiracy theory that I have towards all this, that when he started looking at my TikTok profile this year, 2024, could it be that he found out he was gonna be a dad? Because let's do the math. July 11th, 2022 is their anniversary. July, August, September, October, November. That gives them 4 months to buck. And then the rest until June, July, 9 months. You see how fucked up that is? So let's say he found out this year he was gonna be a dad or whatnot, or he probably found out before, but this year is when it hit him, where he was like, fuck, I really fucked up. I got her pregnant, and now whether I want to or not, I can't go back to her because she doesn't go with guys that have kids. Either that or she trapped him. So that's my conspiracy, you know, towards that. And like I said, I'll never know, because I'll never know. So you see how fucked up and twisted all that shit is? Like, my eyes like low-key trying to like twitch. But yeah, I feel like I'm ready. Not completely, but I'm ready to take those big steps of finally letting him go. Like I'm telling you, I would go to sleep thinking about him. I would wake up thinking about him. I would have dreams about him. I would have dreams about him telling me that he's sorry, that he fucked up. The crazy part is too that my mom said that she's also had dreams about him, and she never dreamt about him before. Like, you know what I mean? Telling her that he's sorry too. So I don't know what that means. Like, I am a big fan of, like, you know, reading into like dreams and what they mean. So that is my life up to now. And to be honest, I'm not gonna rush into a new relationship. You know, I've been good figuring things out little by little. To be honest, this is the longest time that I've been single. And the next time I do have a boyfriend, I'm not gonna hype him up like this one. Until he actually puts a ring on this finger. That he's not all talk. That he actually speaks with his actions. So hopefully you guys don't say like, oh, I'm sorry for your loss, or like, I know you guys mean that with good intentions, but I'd rather you not talk about that. I wouldn't want to see my notifications pop up with, oh, I'm sorry for your loss, blah blah blah. And also to my family, whoever watches my videos, like, please don't say anything, or you know, during family parties or stuff like that, because that's gonna be embarrassing. Party pooper. I just want to live life. My eyebrow. I just want to live life now. Not remembering certain things, but like if I do remember, if those memories do pop up, just remember the good times. And all the bad that people have done to me, karma will eventually get to them. And if it doesn't, trust me, it will. So with that being said, I hope you guys liked my video and root for me in this new journey. So yeah, I hope you guys liked and enjoyed this video, and I hope that somehow you can kind of relate to what I was saying, and it gives you like an idea of how life can be, relationships can be. Life can literally try to knock you down and take everything that you ever wanted, the love you loved. You know what? That just makes us stronger. And I'm ready. I think I'm ready now to finally let go, accept what happened, and move on. So stay tuned, guys, for any stuff that I'm gonna be doing after this, because like I said, I'm making music, and between us, I kind of gave you a few details. It's gonna be fun. This project that I'm working on is gonna be fun. A lot of Easter eggs. It's gonna go crazy. And like I said, being and trying to be an independent artist is gonna take a toll on my money, but that's fine. We are gonna get through it. Saving money. I'm working hard just so I can invest in this, because this is something that I'm really passionate about, and I'm trying to finally be free. Be free from all of my demons, the things that were keeping me shy and, you know, in my cocoon. And I'm finally ready to prove not only to the world, that's like an extra, you know, but prove to myself that I am willing and able to do these things, the things that I was completely afraid to do. So yeah, stay tuned, guys, and thanks for watching. Don't forget to put a like, put a comment, maybe share. I don't know how I would feel about that, about sharing this, but yeah, we'll see what happens. So thanks, guys, and take care.